All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick review of the Pythagorean theorem. Now, the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and it's there for right triangles. So let me draw us a right triangle real quick. So I know this is a right triangle because I'm going to put this box in the corner, which means 90 degrees. So I have two legs and a hypotenuse, and they each have a variable that represents them, and it's your c for your hypotenuse, and your legs are a and b. It doesn't really matter, but we usually say shorter leg is a, longer leg is b. So let's do an example problem real quick where we solve this right triangle. So I'm going to say this leg over here, I'm going to call that one 9, and this one I'm going to call 12, and I want to know the length of the hypotenuse. So what I have to do is plug it into my formula. So my a is 9, so 9 squared, plus my b, which is 12, so 12 squared, equals c squared. Now I go ahead and solve this, so I get 9 squared, which is 81, 12 squared, which is 144, and c squared. Next step, add those together, and I get 225 equals c squared. Last step, always take your square root, so here's my square root, and that gives me c equals 15. Now, if you forget how to do the square root in your calculator, if you don't know it in your head, that is on your calculator, you hit your second key, and then your x squared key right here, and then you can put in 225, close the parentheses, and hit enter, and it will tell you what the square root is that way. Now, that one we solved for a hypotenuse. Let me this time give you one where you already have the hypotenuse. So let's look at this right triangle right here. I flipped it around, but that doesn't matter. The one across from the right angle is still your C. And then you have an A and a B. And I am going to tell you that your C on this one is 26. And I'm going to give you a B as well, which is 24. And I want you to find your A. So for this one, we need to say A squared plus B squared equals C squared again, our Pythagorean theorem. And then I'm going to plug in my B and my C. So my A is going to stay A. I get 24 squared and 26 squared. Now 24 squared is 576, and 26 squared is 676. Now these are on opposite sides of the equal sign, so I'm going to have to subtract my 576 over the other way. Gone. Now I have a squared equals 100, and the square root of 100 is 10. So the missing side right here is 10. And it makes sense because our hypotenuse should be the longest side, and that is shorter than our hypotenuse.